Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been so long since I posted anything. It's been so long and I missed it, so I'm trying to be better. I still have a shitty camera. I still have no lighting. I'm working on it, you know what I'm saying? But I have a nice background and it's so pretty and it's sparkly. Anyway, so about a year ago, I posted a video on essential makeup brushes, and that's kind of what I felt like filming again today. I got ready in 10 minutes. Just super casual, you know, glasses, hair up, dark lip, how I do it. We'll start with eyebrows because let's be honest, everybody wants their eyebrows on fleek. So what I use and what I have really enjoyed are Sigma brushes. I know they were like a thing of the past since Morphe came out, but I still think they're good brushes. I'll link Sigma and Morphe and all of these companies down below if you want, by the way. But I have this small angled E65 brush from Sigma. It looks like this, and it is quite, it's really not that short. It's kind of long and like flimsy, but it works, and I don't know how that happens, but when I use this with my dip brow from Anastasia, it like is a dream. It gives me so much control. I can make the tail as long as I want, the arch perfect and crisp. I just really love this brush. Yeah, so this one for the eyebrows, I love it. It's perfect. Well, they're all for the crease, but two are like a fluffier blending, and then one is a more precise. You know what I mean? I have this one from Inglot. It's the Inglot 6SS, and it's super tapered. It kind of looks like, I don't know, I just always think of like a little old guy with like a little poof. Like, that's what this guy looks like. I don't know. But it's perfect for inside your crease of your eyeball. This works like really good. So I think it was like 19 or 20 bucks or something. So to me, it's super affordable, and it's super important to have. You can have one eyeshadow and this can do all the work for you. It's beautiful. And the other one that's kind of similar is also from Sigma, and this is the tapered E40. So it looks pretty much the same. It's actually more narrow and not as like fluffy. And this is also natural hair, surprisingly, but it does the same thing. I have like 4 of these, so I mean, they work really well. They do the job. Easy peasy. This one's a great one. Love it. Love you, mean it. This is literally a blending brush. It's the E25, also from Sigma. It's perfect for adding definition to the crease. So you go in with your blending transition color, hoo-ah, then you're gonna go with a darker color in your crease, and this is kind of perfect in the sense that it's flat and tapered, so you can really get in there and do what you need to do to blend it out. So I really like this one. Everybody should always have a pencil brush, I think, in their collection, because you can use it for multiple things. You can use it as a crease blending brush. Like if you want a super cut crease, these are your guy. But I also think for smudging, you know, the lower lash line and defining that is really important, or the inner corner of the eye too, you know. This one's also from Sigma, and it's the pencil E30 brush, and it's just your standard goat hair pencil brush. Chubby and just so cute. I just love it. It's perfect. I have 2 of these, and you know, they're great. I think they were like 15 or 16 bucks, so you can't beat that. Can't beat that. This is the eye shading. It's like a shader brush. So basically it's this little dome flat brush, and this is perfect for an eyelid color. This is the E55, by the way, and it just packs on your lid color perfectly. I like to also wet these with like a pigment or something with Matte Fix Plus, and then foil the eyeshadow. This is perfect for that. It's just flat enough to where it gets in there without messing up your other blending work, so I really, really like these. I always laugh when I use this, because when I was like 15 or 16, haven't even done any makeup yet, don't even know how to apply makeup, I found like this brush at Claire's, and I thought it was like so pretty, and I had to have it. And it's just like a flat, it's listed as a concealer brush, but I don't use it for concealer. I use it for my brow bone, sometimes the inner corner highlight of my eye, or my little Tin Man nose. I just really like it, and you would never know it was from Claire's. Like, Seriously. Usually Claire's is like pretty cheapy and whatever, but this works great. I love it. I love it. My favorite brushes to talk about are face brushes because face makeup has to be my favorite out of everything. So obviously we have the Beauty Blender. If you don't know what this is, I don't know what to tell you because everybody and their mom should know what this is by now. X-shaped sponge, you wet it, you wring out the excess, and you can apply your foundation, concealers, liquids, creams, whatever, powders even, which is how I've been liking to set my under eye concealer. As odd as that is, it works. And yeah, I just think it makes your makeup look the most airbrushed, flawless, and just beautiful. Beauty Blender is awesome. They do retail for 20 bucks. That is kind of expensive, but this one's lasted me quite some time. I want to say they last like 6 months. You just need one of these. Everybody needs one of these in their life. Okay, and then since we're on foundation, if you're not so much into the Beauty Blender, because there's some people who just don't like it, but a nice little dense foundation brush is probably your best bet then. This is the Morphe M439, and I don't know how I live without this either, because for a long time I was on a brush kick for my foundation, and this was all I used non-stop, and so I just kind of like pat this into my skin and like press it in as opposed to swirling or blending, just because I just am weird with brushes. Like I feel like I'm gonna get streaks all over my face, you know what I mean? But this is a really, really good one, and I've also seen people use this to apply their self-tanner like all over their body, which is cool, and I might try that. So we'll see. I usually use my Beauty Blender to set my powder, but there are some brushes that I would use if I'm having an oilier day or I want to powder my entire face. So I have this one from Tarte. I'm not really sure the name of it. It just is this Tarte kind of like kabuki looking brush, and during summer when I get more oily, I will use this to powder my face because my chin and like my nose and my forehead, this whole T-zone area gets oily quite often, and this will just suck up all of the oil. A big kabuki brush like this is just fine. If you want something less intense, something fluffier like this is my Real Techniques. I don't know, I lost the handle. I don't know what to tell you guys. It ran away from me. But this is just more fluffy, so it won't disperse as much product as, say, something like this would. So these are perfect for powder. If you're more oily, you want something like this. If you're more dry or normal, something like this. Something like this. So there's no going back, but contouring is super fun too. I have two brushes that I like to use. One was really expensive, the other one was less expensive, and the third one you can kind of use for blush or contour, you know what I mean? And it was not that expensive, so we'll go in order. The most expensive one that I've ever bought was this NARS Ita brush, and it's super flat and defined, as you can see, so it gives you a cut ass cheek. At Kim K style, this is your guy for sure. And I used this like non-stop for like a year when that was the cool thing, but now it's more like a natural contour that's in, so I don't use this guy as much, but when I'm going out and I want to look cut, this is my favorite of all time. Recently what I've been using is my MAC 135. It's goat hair bristles, so it blends everything out really nicely, and you can be more heavy-handed because it'll blend out. So I like this brush a lot. It was still expensive, but I love it, so it's worth it, you know what I'm saying? But I like to bronze up the skin. This is good for the forehead area, underneath the chin, and I just like to add some color to my cheeks. If I want a structured contour that's not so intense, I will use this because it's a little tapered and comes to a point. I can just focus where I want the product right on the hollows of my cheek, but I can also bronze up the skin. It's like a multi-purpose brush. It's beautiful. The more affordable option is like $20, and it's at it's the Real Techniques These don't have names, and I hate that, but I think this is just the blush brush. It's literally just called the blush brush. And you can use it for blush, absolutely. When it comes to this point, it's really good for contouring, and you wouldn't think that because it's called a blush brush, but I like to break the rules, and sometimes I use this for contouring or bronzing depending on the day. But this is a really good, cheaper alternative to the other contour brushes just because it's like really easy to blend because it's not so dense. It's really fluffy. Love it. It's a good brush for starters, I will say that. And you can use that for blush, of course, too. Like, duh, it's a blush brush. But what I prefer for my blush is I use the MAC 120, and it's just kind of your standard brush. It's probably something you could find easy at CVS, something similar, you know, at Ulta, wherever. But this is like the best. I get just a little bit of my blush, and I pat it on in, and then I blend it out, and it just does it so flawlessly. It's stupid how easy it is. Highlighting, I have two, and I know that seems kind of cray-cray, but depending on the type of highlight you want is depending what kind of brush you want to use. Because as you know, certain brushes will disperse more product, some will disperse less, and with highlight, I like to pack that shit on. It's called a setting brush, but I don't use it for setting whatsoever. I dip this in my highlight, and I just kind of swirl it around, and because it's more dense, it packs more of the pigment on. So that's what I like. I want to glow from like a mile away. So this does that for me. However, before I decided to glow like a goddess, okay, I started off with a fan brush. This is a travel size one from Smashbox, but a fan brush is good to have in your collection because it's just so easy, and you can build it up really easily with a fan brush. So if you're new and starting off, you know, you can kind of just, okay, I'm afraid, whatever, don't be afraid to highlight. Highlight's gonna make your life so much better. It's the fastest, easiest way to apply any highlighter. Last but not least, we have my tapered highlighter F35. I remember when this was all Jaclyn Hill used. That's why I bought it. So I set my concealer with this when I don't use my beauty blender, and I get my little banana powder or my, you know, RCMA powder, and I just put this underneath my eyes, set the places that need to be set, and it's perfect. It gets right underneath the socket of your eye. It's like perfect, you know? So I really like this one, and you can also use this for highlighting or contouring, so it's kind of a multi-purpose brush as well. You can put the highlight right on the cheeks, or because it is tapered, you could even use this as a contour to get a more defined, less bronzed, more contoured look. Multiple things, and blends out really easily. You're gonna have to work at it, but you can do it because we believe in you. So yeah, that's the Sigma F35. As you can tell, you don't really need a lot to have like a decent makeup look. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. But like this video and leave some suggestions on what else you guys want to see. For now, we're using this camera and we're doing it this way. So just bear with me for a little bit. It will get better once I get a better camera. All right, bye.